loves, Hima here. Welcome back to my channel. So happy that you guys are here with me. So today we are going to be doing a smoky eye tutorial, particularly for small eyes like mine. So grab your beverage, grab your makeup, and let's get right into the tutorial. So today I wasn't feeling my best in terms of my skin, so I did want to apply a base layer of my NARS foundation. This foundation literally does wonders. It's been my foundation for years and it's just such a good foundation for a base and just to clean up as well. So I apply a thin layer with my fingers to the majority of my face before I spread it out, and just make sure to blend it onto your chin and neck as well, and then you can use a brush to better blend it, and I like going in circular motions and just buffing it in. Don't apply foundation to your lids, go onto your eyebrows. I'm just combing them out and then very lightly filling them in. And the reason that we're not applying the foundation to our lids is because we're going to put on a shadow primer, and this primer is going to be tinted, so it kind of looks like a concealer, so we don't need the double coverage. And yeah, just filling in my eyebrows. I'm not filling them in too dark because I can go ahead and fill them in after I do my eyeshadow as well. So just filling them in lightly right now and then making sure to comb them through as well. Honestly, this Goof brow pencil is amazing. So this is the eyeshadow primer I was talking about. It's the one from Decay, and this one does wonders for me. So I'm not the best with spreading this out because I don't have that much lid space. So I try to just put a very thin layer and then spread it out with a brush. And by the way guys, it's totally okay if it gets onto your lashes or if it's not perfectly perfect in the lid space, because everything blends out on top of it after, and it is supposed to be a primer, so you can honestly apply it to the whole thing, but I just like applying it where I'm applying my glitter shadow. So I take my bronzer, and this is the best way to start off honestly because it makes the greatest base. You know that this color complements you, and so I use this as a base to just start working into my crease. And as you guys can see, I'm sort of forming like a slanted V shape and just going into my crease over there and dragging it up. Then I'm grabbing some darker colors. This is just a Sephora holiday palette, and just brushing that on, but not fully because I'm going to blend it out with another brush. I just wanted to kind of pat that in there to emphasize it, and blending it out. Honestly guys, for a smoky eye, blending is key because especially if you have small eyes, you want to make use of the space under your eyebrows. So I'm going into my glitter, and this is from the Clinique palette, and applying it onto the center with my fingers, and then going into it and applying it with the brush for more of a concentrated white look, and also to really get into the corners. And again, don't worry if it's too messy guys, because we're going to clean this up with foundation after, and also we're going to do our liner on top of this and mascara, so everything will be cleaned up very nice and pretty. I like to add a little bit into my inner corner as well, and just kind of drag it out a little bit under as well, just for a little bit of pop. Again, don't worry if it's too messy or if it goes out too much, because we can clean this up with the beauty blender later. Going into the darker shade of the Clinique palette that's a little bit shimmery, and just dragging that on to the bottom part of my lid and creating more of a emphasized angled look and blending that out. I love the shimmer in this because it mixes really well with the matte, and it just really works really well. Make sure to drag it out into your inner corner as well, because that will make it look super blended out. And do the same thing for the other eye, of course. Blending is key. Okay, next up we're gonna grab a black shadow and apply it as a liner. I like doing a thin liner in the front and then just dragging it out under my eyes, but you guys can do the liner however you want. You guys can do it with liquid liner as well, but I do find it easier to do it with some powder and a very angled brush just for a smoky look. Grabbing my holy grail powder, Mercier, and just wiping that all off, all that excess underneath, and just really crisping it out. So you guys can add a layer of foundation under this if you guys really want to clean it out, or concealer, but I didn't really need to. The Mercier did the trick for me. And while that bakes, just blending out a little bit more, dragging it inside so that it just blends out and there are no harsh lines in between the colors. Then going ahead into my bronzer again and bronzing my face up. So I want my face to be pretty bronzed up because my eye look is intense, so really bringing that bronze out there with the cheekbones, the jawline, the regulars, you guys know. Forming that 3 shape. You guys know the infamous 3. So you start along your forehead and then you go into your cheekbones and then you go into your jawline. So that is the infamous 3 shape, and then kind of just going into my nose as well and just buffing everything in. I'm not sure if I said it enough, but blending is definitely key. Okay, so I'm going ahead and grabbing my mascara primer. I don't usually apply a primer, but because this is an intense look, I do want my lashes to look super intense. So I'm applying my mascara primer, and this is in the color white, so I really like that because it shows that, you know, all of my lashes are coated. But not only that, it makes it so much easier with the black mascara because I want to cover up every single area of the white. And I'm going ahead with my favorite all-time L'Oreal Voluminous mascara, going on top of all that white and covering it up with the black mascara and just curling it onto my lashes. Just make sure that it doesn't get on your hair like it always does for me. And if there are clumps, it's okay, just go over it. And you can even remove clumps with your nails, or if you really want to, you can use a tweezer and remove them. It's super easy, but the easiest way I find to remove them is to just keep going over them. Make sure to have no clumps like the one I do over here. I remove it because I noticed it, and that will try to make it more effortless and just less lumpy. Try going over, and by the way, if you get it on your nose like I do all the time, it's totally okay. You let it dry, and then you can take your beauty blender, smudge it off with your finger a little bit if you need to, and then just put on more powder. And if you get mascara on top of your lids, that's totally fine as well. Just use the same bronzer brush and blend it out. Trust me, it all goes away. Don't stress too much, especially if it's mascara, because even if it's waterproof, it'll go away. Now I'm just rinsing off that powder that I had that was baking and just blending it into my contour and into my bronzer, and make sure to bring it down to your neck. We want everything to be the same color. Then I'm going in with a very dense brush and brushing out under my eyes that liner for a more smoky look. So for my lips, I did use a darker color, but I didn't want it to be too intense, so I wiped most of it off behind my hands and applied a very thin layer to my lips, and I applied more as needed and just used the edge of the brush to really brush it on. And I realized that this was a perfect look because it tied in really well with my bronzer, and the brown looked really cute with the eye look. I had to be really careful with lining my lips because this is a really dark color, so if you overline too much, it kind of looks crazy. But I think this looked okay, and just plumped it up with my fingers. And then I went ahead and applied this Huda Beauty holographic type of shimmer, and this really did the trick for me because it took that matte look and just made it kind of glossy and cute, and I really like this. A little bit goes a long way, you guys. And yeah, that is the smoky eye tutorial. I love doing this. It's not too difficult, and it's definitely a really intense, nice look. Let me know what you guys think and what other makeup looks you guys want to see. Until next time, guys, stay positive, stay kind, and stay happy. And remember, don't go out with all these crazy marks on the back of your hands. Wash your hands, guys. Bye.